When you look at the history of Latin America, once upon a time, a great power came to us and offered us this brilliant idea of democratic republicanism, of the rule of the people that would come together. The prognosticator of democracy came all over Central and South America saying, you can elect your leaders. You don't need to have a military dictatorship like you did in the 17 and 1800s before. And we, like foolish, loving, God-fearing, humble people that we are, believed in that. Until we started to realize that the same power that was telling us that we could have elections was keeping those presidents in power for 30, 40 years until it developed in some of the most brutal dictatorships that Latin America has ever seen. And it was only then, and then only, that we said, who else has something else on a motherfucking table? Because if you look at communism and Marxism, I did not need a dead European man from the 1800s to come to the dark South and Central America, to the jungles of Africa, to explain to us the complex concept of sharing that kept us alive for thousands of years. Make no mistake, people, it is not the white man keeping us down. When you put that fucking needle in your arm, it's you keeping your people down. It's not white people keeping you down. When you decide not to go to work and fuck around with your friends instead of supporting your people, when you decide to not give of yourself, that's you keeping your people down. The people that destroyed our communities will not rebuild it. It is our job to do that. You saw the elections here in Arizona. You saw Jan Brewer have the worst debate moment in the history of politics. And you see how much it mattered to them. Nothing. They're still willing to elect someone because at the bottom of their hearts they still believe in the American mythology that settlers and pilgrims were people that came here peacefully and didn't steal anybody's land, that Thanksgiving is a real holiday and it doesn't represent the genocide of Native and Indigenous people. They believe in the mythology that Columbus discovered America, that Washington never told a lie, that the Mexican-American War was never a sham to steal people's land under the idea of manifest destiny, that somehow these confused people thought God up there in heaven above gave them the right to own everybody else's land and believed that all of you were not human beings but were less than them. Every time you open a book, you have to cease being angry, cease being crazed, cease filling your heart with rage and fill it with balance and knowledge. Because that is the most powerful weapon that we have. If you are ignorant, you have all the guns in the world, all the knives, but you know nothing about where your people are coming from, you know nothing about the history, then you, unfortunately, are unarmed for this fight. If you are willing to dedicate the time that it takes to learn about the history of your people, the history of all revolutionary struggles, whether it is in Chiapas, whether it is in Northern Ireland, whether it is in Bosnia, all around the world, these are your tools. You can absorb the knowledge that comes from studying these things, because if you think about it, a lot of the occupations, a lot of the colonization efforts, a lot of everything is based on the same model, the same premise. And they think that we are so ignorant that we won't see it coming around again, but we will prove them wrong this time, my people. We will prove them wrong. I appreciate very much the love and support that you have shown me and my people who came here to do a free show for y'all. One more time, I want to hear it for all the staff and all the people working very hard.